For me, the cliche is true. Disney is indeed the most magical place on earth till about 3:30 in the afternoon, when all the kids start to have their meltdowns. Then it's not so magical anymore.
Yeah, they call it the happiest place on earth. I was just there, and I'm here to let you know 'twas not. And it was so funny because, and I'm not... This is from an observational standpoint. And my husband and I literally noticed this at the exact same time. And this wasn't 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This was around, 11 a.m. We had maybe been at Magic Kingdom for an hour. And we're looking around at people's faces and the scowls and just people looked absolutely miserable. And we were trying to pinpoint it, and we were doing a lot of people watching and observing, and it was packed because it was spring break.
Sure.
So it was at capacity, and I just started doing mental notes, and after everything was said and done, I'm like, parents, what? Why do we do this to ourselves? It's like a weird form of sadistic torture. And yes, a rite of passage to go to Disney. And I'm not going to direct this at Disney adults. This is obviously something that's very special to you. I don't comprehend. So I'm going to let you have that. But just for the parents, I sat there after the fact. And my husband made sure that I tried to manage my expectations. But again, just sitting and standing and walking around and looking at people's faces, it was packed, it was hot, and I'm not kidding you. We both threw out a percentage. I said about 75%. He said 80% of people around us just looked miserable.
Here's why we do this, right? It has been baked into our thinking that we have to create these memories with our kids. That's the most important thing, which I do buy into. Mm-hmm. How early that starts, maybe it's 3 years old, so it's baked into us that Disney World is part of that memory-making family experience when they are very young. So it's almost like you have to do it.
What is the age for parents? I've always wondered that. What is the age where you feel like it's worth it to take your kid to Disney? Because when I see the 3 to 2, the 1-year-olds in Disney, is that really worth it? Because they're not going to remember.
It's not. And I will say, this is not to say that we didn't have some lovely moments. I mean, if you go to my Instagram page, you'll see an entire post of lovely moments. And I think Jimmy was great. As in the park anyway. We had a good time, and we made some really fun, cute memories. But as a whole, as far as gauging whether it's worth it, anything under 5 years old, absolutely not. Don't do it.
I was 15.
Yeah.
He's 3 years old. Take him to one of those carnivals on the side of the highway that come in and come out of town in 48 hours, and tell him it's Disney World. He's not going to know any better.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, why do we do this to ourselves? And so I'm looking around, and, the scowls on people's faces, and just you can see the heat's getting to them. Kids are crying. Parents are snapping over the littlest things. But as a parent, I get there's other things that led up to that. This one poor dad getting on the monorail with his daughter sitting in a stroller and needed her to get off the stroller, but the way her mom had the stroller angled, she couldn't get off of it, and he was yelling at his daughter to get out of the stroller. And he was literally just having a moment and snapping. And I'm sitting over in the corner of the monorail she can't get out because mom's got to tilt her back too far.
This is where we're actually at a disadvantage, I think, doing this trip every year on a Bert's Big Adventure scale. So this is the trip we take down to Disney World every year with kids that have chronic and terminal illnesses. And, we go to the front of the line. We have everything scheduled for us. It's a very VIP experience
totally
that we're giving. It is totally and completely. I tell all these BBA kids and their parents, don't come back here.
No.
Don't do it to yourself.
Because you come back here and you're basically seeing Disney World in coach rather than first class, and you just can't go back.
I mean, it's and that's why I love what Bert's Big Adventure does, because it is VIP all the way. We were not VIP, so you're waiting 90 minutes. It was 10 a.m. and already a 90-minute line to ride the safari ride at Animal Kingdom.
The safari ride, 90 minutes?
Yes.
Oh, no.
You see the animals?
90. What?
90 minutes at 10 a.m. For the safari.
I thought you were talking about that jungle
Not the
cruise
no.
thing. Hell no. 9 seconds in that line is too long for that ride.
No, 90 minutes for the safari at Animal Kingdom. Now, I got up at 7 a.m. so I could, get a Genie Pass. So now you're paying extra money so you can get access to lightning lanes. Learned all about this process, right? But you got to get up as soon as the park opens so you can buy it, because I didn't do that Magic Kingdom day. Jimmy had a meltdown, had a nightmare, so we slept in. By the time I went to go get a Genie Pass for Magic Kingdom, there were none. So you could, you were either going to wait in the line or you just weren't going to ride anything. So Animal Kingdom day, I'm like, screw this. Got up, got it. But you're only allowed to secure one ride at a time. So you get the safari, and then after you get off the safari, you can get back on your phone and try to get another ride. So now you're spending additional money when it was already expensive, and you're on your phone trying to figure out what's near you in the park for the ride that you want to do. And out of curiosity, I was like, what's the longest anybody ever waited in line at Disney? Any guesses as to how long people waited in line for the Tower of Terror at Hollywood Studios? Apparently, it was a perfect storm of people interested in the ride, and they had a wait time of what?
8 hours.
8 hours?
That's what came to mind.
On the
Seriously?
money.
8 hours?
What?
8 hours. It's on record, 480 minutes, the longest ever record wait time for a Disney ride.
No,
That's a brutal line, too. It doesn't shock me at all that it's Tower of Terror. I have waited 2 hours in it, still didn't get on Tower of Terror.
See, absolutely. I mean, and people infringing on your space while you're standing in line. This one little girl about crawled up Bart's butt, and I thought he was going to lose it. The BO, because it was so hot. It's expensive. And then if you want to get dinner reservations, you literally have to set an alarm 60 days out, because that's when you can start booking dinner reservations. I set an alarm on my phone so I could try to get the character dinners, and still had a dinner time of 8 p.m. because that's the only one I could get.
I'm taking my kid right to Coney Island. There's plenty of mice there. Look, there's Mickey.
There it is.
The Bert Show.